I'm Amber from Let It Heal, and today we're going to demonstrate a technique that really helps with carpal tunnel syndrome or any sort of pain, numbness, tingling, or swelling in the forearms and hands. So we're going to start with the subject seated, and they'll have a pillow on their lap. But first we're going to do an assessment. So I want you to hold your fingers out the way that I am and have your subject squeeze them as hard as they can. Now this is just a baseline for how much strength they have before we've applied the technique. Now you're going to draw an imaginary line up the center of their forearm just to the elbow crease, and that's where you're going to be starting using your thumbs. So as I'm doing here, you're going to be using some firm pressure in a herringbone pattern. So as you can see, I'm making very small moves sort of outwards. We're trying to separate the fibers that sometimes become very congested in that carpal tunnel. And we're working our way down the arm very, very carefully and slowly, seeing what we can feel underneath the skin, because there are going to be areas that are just hot or swollen and just a general feeling of congestion. So you really need to be in tune with what you're feeling and make sure that you slow down and pay extra attention to those areas, because the person receiving the treatment is probably a little bit more sensitive and needs a little bit more attention in that area. So you're just going to keep on moving down towards the wrist, and you're actually going to go just a little bit past the wrist. So we'll just watch this finish off here. And then even as you go past the wrist, we're actually going to do a couple of movements on the palm of the hand. It's almost like we're pulling the fibers apart here. And you can do this 2 or 3 times. It actually feels really good. And then I'm going to use my palms to close up that little tunnel that I just dug. And now do 3 sweeps towards and off the fingers. We're just routing the blood over this way, making sure that it goes where it needs to go. Once you've done it on each side, we're actually going to do the assessment again. So you're going to put your fingers out there and have your subject squeeze them as hard as you can. And I bet you'll notice a difference.